I'm a certified EMT in civilian world, and then in the Air Force, I'm a 4.0. So a lot of the stuff that EMTs cannot do in civilian world, we can do on base and we can do in a deployed setting.
I have an obsession with superheroes. When I was little, I wasn't one of the girls that wanted to be a princess and have a castle. I wanted to be Spider-Man or Superman, and I felt like in the real world, being a cop is the best way to get bad guys off the street.
My cousin is Jason Aldean's sound guy, so he gave us VIP tickets just for Sunday night. So we were with him the whole night.
I'm just in heaven because it's tech stuff, wire things, video walls, so he's excited that I'm excited to experience that.
Everybody was having a good time, and then we heard shots. The first, to me, the first 5 or 6 shots sounded like pop rocks. I looked back at her, and she immediately knew what it was.
I dropped to the ground because no question in my mind what that was.
So she told me to get down, so I kind of ran back to where she was. We were probably like 20 feet apart at that point.
I remember, I think one of the things about it was you could hear a ting, ting, ting within it, which kind of sounded like a close fireworks, but that was actually, I don't know how many videos y'all have seen, but the video wall that I was literally 5 feet behind was the first thing that the bullets had made contact with.
Jason Aldean stopped when he realized, and he ran off the stage, and all the music stopped, the lights went off. And I think that's when the crowd started realizing, okay, something's a little off here. And then he started firing again. And then I think that's when most people realized that's gunshots, not to mention they were seeing people around them be shot.
Once we were down there and then Jason Aldean ran off stage, we're hunkered down, there's 5 of us. I'm still arguing with her cousin about that it is not fireworks.
I think he thought it was fireworks for the first 3 or 4 rounds. So we kind of made a little barrier with all of their big sound equipment boxes.
From my perspective, and what I know is we are the safest that we could be at that time. We had cover, we had concealment, and that was our best bet.
So his security people were kind of telling us which way to go. At one point they told us to exit off the right of the stage. We didn't think that was a good idea, so we said no. We ended up going to the left of the stage and pretty much falling off the stage and getting under the stage when he was done firing. And then there was a girl down there that had been shot.
And at that point, I'm not a medic. So it was, Logan, this is your job. What do you need me to do?
Kind of did a very quick trauma assessment, checked her pulse. She was very alert. She was answering all my questions.
So I got to be the flashlight lady. Had my cell phone, was doing it, and we elevated. I tried to help with both. She was instinctively, just take your shirts off. We need to make sure we prevent shock. We need to do this. She's asking her questions. She's doing all her assessments.
Then we got up to her head, and she had a rag covering the left side of her face. So I asked her to move that so that I could see. I was expecting to see a shard of glass or something. I didn't really think it was going to be as bad as it was. She had a baseball-sized hole in the left side of her face. She'd been shot directly in the left eye.
And at one point, I had to be listen, we're all you have, so you need to allow her to do her job.
So we picked her up and took her to where the cops had set up a triage area, and then they took her from us, and at that point, we didn't see her again. I think that if we weren't there, she could have lost consciousness. I think she definitely probably would have fallen asleep, and then nobody would have known.
One of the things that stuck out to me that night was at that place where they were taking everybody, seeing people that reunited with people that they had no idea if they were safe or if they were okay, and the madness was a beautiful thing to be able to see firsthand. The raw emotions of, hey, you're still alive, and we both made it here.
So it's just a process, it's a healing process that I think all 22,000 people are going through in different ways, in different days, in different phases. But in all, we're all going to do it together. And I think that's important for everybody to know.
I need people to be conscious that just because the rest of the world kept spinning and other people have moved on with their daily lives, that the people that were there, their lives will never be the same. And it's not something that has a time limit, and it's not something you can just ignore away.
So I don't really want people to treat me any differently. In my mind, I did my job. I did my job, one, as a medic, as an airman, but mostly as a human.
We have these programs in place to help you.
They've checked on me, they've texted me, they've called. They helped me get the number for Military One Source so I didn't have to worry about it on my own.
And I want people to focus on how everyone came together, how we took care of one another, how we, and not just us included, everyone there. There were people, military, non-military there, that you help your brother. And I definitely think that if we focus more on that and remember the positive out of it, then maybe this isn't just a horrible act that cannot affect change.